Hello. I recently received all of the ultraviolet. I get this mixed up with with Violet FR. Sunscreens, all the sunscreens. So this is an Australian brand, and their sunscreen has been extremely popular. I think they have a lot of sunscreens that are like available in different areas when I was looking them up, but these are the 4 that are available, as far as I know, in the US that you can get on Sephora. You can also, I believe, purchase them on their website, and they are all SPF 50. We have chemical sunscreens, we have mineral sunscreens, and then we also have a lip product, which is really fun. So I have tried all of these sunscreens. I just want to put it out there. This is not a sponsored video. I did receive these in gifting. However, I did purchase one of these myself, because I was curious. I was hearing people talk about it. So I think I'm gonna give Gabby the extra one because she was very interested in it. So yeah, let's talk about it. We have 2 mineral sunscreens. We have the Modern Mineral Sunscreen, a super lightweight fluid with natural skin perfected finish, which I feel like is the one that I've seen the most around the internet. And we also have the super smoothing, softly mattifying skin filter, again, SPF 50. So these are both mineral sunscreens. The mattifying one contains 22.75 zinc oxide, and the skin perfecting one, I guess, contains 20% zinc oxide. So these are both SPF 50 mineral sunscreens. So I'm gonna start off with the mattifying one. This is a beautiful formula. Because it is a slightly more matte formula, it's a little bit difficult to spread. That being said, I really did like it a lot. Something that I experience a lot, especially from mineral sunscreens, is dryness. I get a lot of dryness from mineral sunscreens. So I was really happy to not experience that with this. When I apply it here, in this example, it looks a little bit more like wet. That's just the hydration. When I continued to wear it, it really didn't end up looking like oily at all. It just kind of like melted into my skin. I would say it didn't make my skin look like ridiculously matte. Depends on your skin type. I tend to be like normal to oily in certain areas. And one of the reasons that I liked this was I tested these all the same way. I would put it on and then I would go for a walk around my neighborhood. Duh. I can't drive. We'll get into the chemical sunscreens when I try a new sunscreen, because if it stings my eyes, I've been through that experience before and it is horrible. Never test a new sunscreen and then like hop in the car. Okay? Don't do it. What I liked about this was typically when I walk around my neighborhood and then like you kind of get your heart rate up and you start to get like a little bit warmer, I'll feel like sometimes I'm just like sweating my sunscreen off. I didn't get that with this. It was really nice. I didn't feel like my face was like wet at any point in time. So it wore really, really nicely. The one thing I will say is it has a tint that's pretty dark. So if you are pale like me, I'm real pale, okay? My closest MAC shade, for anyone who doesn't know, is NC13. So I'm not a dark person. I don't spend a lot of time in the sun, so I don't really tan. So when I apply this, if I'm applying the correct amount, it's just making me look darker than I actually am. And it's not the kind of product, I mean, it's meant for your face. It's not the kind of product that I'm putting elsewhere. So my face looked really tan and I felt really weird about that. So I ended up putting a hat on because I was like, this is weird. I like don't match the rest of me. This is fabulous. Obviously it contains the tint because it's a mineral sunscreen and it's trying to counterbalance that like white cast. Fantastic for people who are like light, medium, tan, deep. If you have deep skin, I would absolutely love to know how this works for you. If you get any kind of like ashiness or any kind of white cast on your skin, because it feels like the tone of it would be really, really great for those of you who have deeper skin tones. And I really loved the formula. I have to say, if this came in different tints, like if we had a tint that was like slightly more like warm, but like a lot lighter, and then we had a darker tint, I feel like 3 shades of this would be amazing. And it would be a really beautiful mineral sunscreen. I, in the past, have not been able to really use mineral sunscreens because they often end up pilling, or like I said, they make my skin feel really dry. So it was really nice to use something that was meant to be mattifying that didn't make my skin feel dry. It was very comfortable. But yeah, I'm probably not going to be using this because of the tint. Also, I just quickly, anyone who uses tinted sunscreens, like I wear cream, I wear ivory, I have blonde hair. Like where, how, you know what I mean? Like how? How are you not getting this all over your clothes? I just need someone to answer that question for me. Okay. But I do like it. So if it's something that you're looking for, highly recommend. The next one is the super light fluid with a natural skin perfecting finish. This I would say is very similar, has the same kind of tint. So it has that dark tinge to it for my skin tone. But if you like this kind of formula, the tint would be great for you. It is a very liquidy formula. So it's a little bit difficult to control. In my opinion, I'm not like wild about really watery formulas. That being said, again, pretty comfy. I would say that it did make my skin look a little bit more oily than the mattifying one. So if I had to choose between the two, I'm going mattifying, but it was nice and it is very lightweight feeling. I often feel like the really lightweight fluid kind of sunscreens, I end up wearing less than I am supposed to because of how wet it feels. I don't know if other people have that experience, but I wasn't the biggest fan of this, to be completely honest with you. So if you're looking for something that's like more fluid, it felt pretty comfortable. It didn't make me feel like ridiculously wet, but I did feel like my skin looked a little bit oily or like dewy, I guess. If you have like normal to dry skin, maybe you would like it. You're looking for something, like if you have dry skin, maybe you're looking for something that's like a little bit more of a satin finish and not like a super dewy finish or something like that. It's not bad. It just didn't really appeal to me. I do like the packaging though. Like as far as the packaging goes, this one I think is the cutest. All right, let's talk chemical sunscreens. I did try these. However, avobenzone, homosalate, octisalate, and octocrylene, I can't tolerate them. They sting my eyes like crazy. That being said, I did try them. So these two sunscreens are also SPF 50. They're both chemical sunscreens. They're their chemical versions. We have the Serving All Day Bouncy Hydration, which definitely very hydrating. And then we also have the Water Resistant Light Lotion for Play and Every Day. This is for face and body. They both have slight tints. They are lighter than the mineral tints. So, and I would also say that they're slightly less like tan. They're a little bit closer to like the pink side of the color spectrum. So let's talk about the hydrating one. Definitely hydrating. Definitely made my skin look like pretty wet, but not like so oily, you know? It wasn't... I did like it. I feel like the finish that it left on my skin, if we leave the tint out of it, was kind of similar to this one. And the tint was much better. It's a lot lighter. So because it's a chemical sunscreen, it doesn't have the zinc oxide, there's less likelihood that it will leave a white cast. But again, anyone with deep skin, if you've tried this, I would love to know how it looks on your skin. While the tint is not perfect for my skin tone, I felt like it was much more tolerable. Like I didn't feel like I needed to wear a hat. I could just go outside looking, you know, it didn't change my skin tone. That being said, this instantly, like, I don't know, it's like I could smell the chemical. Like as soon as I put it on underneath my eye, I didn't take it up too far because I knew already, like when I went for a walk and I was wearing this, it didn't take long. It didn't take long for it to like really start irritating my eyes. And then I had to like cut my walk short because I was like, I'm dying. Like I need to wash this off. I could feel the sting of it like coming up into my eyes. So if you have really sensitive skin or sensitive eyes or sensitive skin and you can't tolerate chemical sunscreens, you just can't. You have to avoid it. But if you can tolerate these ingredients, it's a beautiful formula. It really is. Like it felt very comfy, definitely hydrating. I loved the feel of it. It was kind of like cushiony, cloudy, while being like hydrating without being like ridiculously oily, especially if you're someone who has like more dry skin. I would tolerate it probably. It did make me look more like dewy than I really want to when it comes to a sunscreen, but I just can't tolerate it. I just can't. So if you are anything like me and you have sensitive eyes, I would highly recommend staying away from these chemical sunscreens. But I really liked the tint. I did really like the tint. I also like the size of it. Finally, for the sunscreens, the face sunscreens, this is the Vibrant Screen SPF 50, our sweat safe face and body sunscreen. The first time I tried this was just on my hands because I was trying one of the mineral sunscreens on my face. And because my hands tend to be like a little bit more dry, you know? It made my hands look so wet, which is typical of water resistant, or yeah, this is water resistant up to 80 minutes, or waterproof. I don't think any sunscreen is waterproof, but water resistant sunscreens, they always make you look more oily. Like they just do. It's just like typical. That's just like how it stays put, I guess, and doesn't like wash off in the water, but it just looks wet. Like it looks wet. My hands felt wet. When I wore it on my face felt really wet. I hated the way it felt just because it was like, you know, it's just like, oh, I have like this thick, heavy layer of something on my face. That being said, compared to other water resistant sunscreens, it's not so thick. Like it is actually kind of like a nice, it's a thinner formula. Again, similar to this, a little bit more like bouncy, which is great. And it has an even lighter tint than this one. Like I would say slightly lighter than this. When I wiped it off, when I removed it, I didn't even really like see much of a tint, you know, on my like makeup removing wipe, which was really, really great. But yeah, again, and it didn't like sting my eyes immediately. It took a lot longer for it to sting my eyes. The theme is it's gonna sting my eyes, okay? So again, if you are someone who has really sensitive eyes, definitely don't recommend. If you're looking for a water resistant sunscreen for your body, this would be like a really good option, I think. Like, I think I'm much more likely to use this if I'm going to the beach or something on the rest of my body than on my face. That being said, you can use it on your face and body, so there's that. So I like the formula overall. I think it's nice. I just, again, cannot tolerate the ingredients, and yeah, I just can't tolerate the ingredients. I can't. They sting my eyes like crazy. So these are nice for chemical sunscreens. And, you know, hopefully you can find, if you've been interested in these and you can tolerate the ingredients, then you can kind of like pick between the two. The hero of this whole collection, in my opinion, is, why is this all wet? I spilled some tea earlier. Is the Sheen Screen Hydrating Lip Balm. Bro, I'm obsessed with this. Instantly obsessed. So this is a sunscreen that contains, oh, it doesn't have it on the back, but I believe this is a chemical sunscreen. I think it contains all of the things that I like can't tolerate near my eyes. It's SPF 50, but it's for your lips. It's for your lips. They have 2 shades on their website. I saw 3, but I saw that they had 3 options. You know, when it's like, oh, you can click this one and see the different options. There was like a dark one. This was like the medium toned one. And then there was like a pale pink one. But the dark one didn't pop up. So I don't know, maybe it's like launching soon. It's not available, or maybe it's out of stock. I don't know. But this is the shade Dusk. And then they have a lighter pink one that kind of looked like sparkly almost. I'm going to pick that up because I'm just like obsessed with this formula already. Extremely creamy and not drying. Love it. And it doesn't taste like a sunscreen. If you've used any of the other sunscreen SPFs, the one that I used to use was Aquaphor, and it was only like 35, I think. 35 SPF. And it was drying eventually. And then I have been using, I literally don't remember the name. It's also pink. I got it on Sephora.com. It's also SPF 50, but it tastes like sunscreen. Like if you just like accidentally like, you know what I mean? Sunscreen, just like, oh, it's so, ugh. And it's really drying. Like basically all of the lip SPFs that I've used end up drying out my skin eventually, like end up making my lips feel dry, which is really annoying. This doesn't do that, dude. So hydrating, so like smooth and creamy, but not sticky. It's amazing. I love it. And also all of the like, the tint of it is really beautiful. It's kind of this like caramely color, but it's sheer. It's very sheer. So it leaves a very natural look on the lips. So I don't feel like I have to be wearing makeup. Sometimes with like tinted lip products, I feel like, oh, this looks weird when I don't have any makeup on. Absolutely not. I'm obsessed with this. I love it so much. I highly recommend, if you're not using an SPF lip product, you have to. This is SPF 50. It smells nice. It kind of has like it's almost vanilla, but like kind of butterscotchy almost. It's hard to describe, but it has a little bit more of like a sweet, kind of like baked good or frosting-y kind of scent. And yeah, it doesn't taste like sunscreen, which is just like amazing. So if there's one thing, like if none of this appeals to you, this, I'm telling you, like you have to get it. It's amazing. I love it. Very happy with that. So I just wanted to include this review of these products because I know that they've been very, very popular and they recently came to the US. And obviously, like the thing that they tout is that this has been tested under literally the world's hottest or harshest sun, which, you know, Australia, right? I think we can trust the Australians when it comes to sunscreen. So hopefully you can find like, you know, a formula that you really like. Unfortunately for me, I'm like in this weird place where I'm like, none of these really work for me, or there's something about it that I don't really like. Can't use the mineral ones or the chemical ones. And then the mineral one that I actually really did like, it's just the tint is too dark. So I would die for them to bring out a lighter tint that's like a little bit more yellow. Don't make it orange or pink, please. And then a darker one. Like, I just feel like that would be really, really nice. So yeah, anyway, thank you, Ultraviolet. Also, in their PR package, they included Tim Tams, which is the best part. But anyway, I hope this was helpful for you if you were interested in any of these products. I will, however, be using this basically every single day. I had to go and search for it when I was doing my little swatches of the products because I was like, where is it? I have no idea where it is. I had this like these were all in a pile and I was like, where is it? It was in my purse because I brought it with me because now it's gonna live in there. I'm gonna get a bunch of them so that they're everywhere. I'm so obsessed with it. All right, anyway, thank you for watching. Hope this helped. Please let me know if you have, especially if you have a different skin tone than me, if you've used any of these, what you think of the tint, how you think they wear, if you're interested, if you're gonna pick them up, all the stuff. Like, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. If you have any hyper-specific review videos that you'd like to see, specific products like this, let me know. I'd be happy to do that for you. I'm gonna go now. Bye.